Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a Kentucky County clerk who refused a marriage license for a same-sex couple will need to wait a bit longer to appear in court. And an anti-hazing legislation created in honor of a late UK student heads to Governor Andy Beshear's desk.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Alrighty, it is 5:35 on the dot. I'm Dakota Makris. Good morning to you and happy Friday Eve. It's Thursday. Let's head over to Brandon for a check of that forecast. Brandon, you're over there multitasking again.
I am multitasking.
Actually, you're doing something for me, so that's nice of you.
That's right.
That's real sweet of you.
Exactly. But yeah, the forecast today, not terrible, not great, but again, warmer than yesterday. Let's head over to UVA Wise. Hopefully the camera, of course, as soon as I said that, it glitched out on us, but it's 30 degrees over there. Calm and quiet on UVA Wise's campus there this morning. So again, no major issues in Southwest Virginia. The cold spots are over there this morning. 22 Clintwood, 23 Jonesville. Some of those sheltered valleys always a little bit colder. It's also in the 20s and 30s pretty much everywhere else. Looks like Moorhead and Logan are fighting for the warmest spot in the region, both at 34 right now. Several degrees warmer than this time yesterday, including the winter. Moorhead there at 13, along with Richmond, which is just out of our area, in Madison County. Prestonsburg and Pikeville, 8 degrees warmer this morning. Williamsburg and Jackson, and Wise, too, at 9 degrees warmer this morning. Breakfast forecast, as you get your bowls out, get your frosted weather wheats, we're going to see temperatures right around the 30-degree mark by 7 o'clock. And again, it's just going to be a chilly start to the day, but we're going to warm up quickly this afternoon. Even though the clouds are going to increase, we will stay dry, and temperatures top out in the low 60s this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. A Laurel County woman who killed her own mother was sentenced to more than 30 years in prison. A judge sentenced Christy McFadden to 27 years for murder, 5 years for evidence tampering, and 5 years for abuse of a corpse. McFadden killed her mother in 2018. She admitted to 5 charges as part of her plea, including murder. It's not clear if her sentences will run together or separately. Charges against her husband are still pending. London police pulled over 35-year-old Sean Smith on Sunday for traffic violations, but soon learned that he was wanted for human trafficking in Harlan. Officers say Smith had a cracked windshield and had bags and clothes in the back seat blocking the driver's view. After stopping him, the officer also learned the vehicle's title had been junked and the registration was canceled. Smith was arrested on a warrant for the human trafficking commercial sex activity charge and was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. A jury trial is scheduled for this summer, and the case against Kim Davis will be rescheduled. The trial will decide what damages the former Rowan County clerk might owe a Moorhead couple whose civil rights she violated by refusing a marriage license. Earlier this week, a federal judge scheduled that trial for July 11th. We've learned there was an administrative error in setting that date, and it will have to be changed. Right now, a new date has not yet been set. The University of the Cumberlands reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with the family of Grant Brace. He was a member of the men's wrestling team. He died hours after on-campus workouts in August of 2020. This settlement includes payments of more than $14 million. The university's agreement to engage in a heat illness training project and the promotion of Brace's family's work to raise awareness of heat-related injuries. Well, officials with the university said it will continue to ensure protocols in its athletics department align with NAIA standards and hopes the university's decision to settle the case will respect the Brace family's loss. Lofton's Law, a piece of anti-hazing legislation in honor of a UK student who died in 2021, is heading to the governor's desk. The bill made its way through the House yesterday afternoon. Kelsey Soto takes a look at what's in the legislation.
For far too long, hazing has been this awkward rite of passage in Kentucky that many still refuse to acknowledge was wrong.
Senator Robbie Mills from Henderson sponsored Senate Bill 9, dubbed Lofton's Law, after 18-year-old Lofton Hazelwood died in 2021 of alcohol poisoning at the University of Kentucky. This measure would add the Commonwealth to a list of 13 other states that have elevated the act of hazing to criminal status of a felony. Right now, universities have the burden of disciplining, and the max punishment is expulsion. His parents sat before the House Judiciary Committee to discuss changes to the bill to clear up some clerical concerns and other language.
I want to, first of all, thank you guys for coming here and for bringing this before us. I also want to make sure you know and the world knows that Senator Mills and Representative Dixon, also Representative Miles, have worked very hard on this bill. At first, I had a number of problems. I know a lot of legislators did. And, you know, they were dogged in their pursuit of this to get this done for your son, but for all Kentuckians. So I wanted to thank you for coming and also make sure you're aware of the really good work that your representative and your senator has done. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The committee passed a substitute 15-1. Senator Mills says this bill will hold people accountable and prevent other parents from going through that sort of pain.
That was Kelsey Soto reporting. Senate Bill 9 passed through the House 96-3. Meanwhile, the CDC recently released new statistics that say teen drinking is on the decline, but 27% of teen girls currently drink alcohol compared to 19% of boys. In 2021, 23% of high school students had drank alcohol in the last 30 days. Well, there was another big step in the move to legalize sports betting in Frankfort yesterday. House Bill 551 is headed to the full Senate. Supporters of the bill believe if it does not pass this year, it certainly will next. Also, legislation aimed at making Kentucky a so-called Second Amendment sanctuary is headed to the governor's desk. Senate Bill 63, also known as the Crown Act, appears to be dead. It looked to protect people with natural hairstyles from being discriminated against in the workplace and schools. In one state, representatives attempt to revive the bill to ban drag performances from public spaces and any establishments open to minors fell short. The General Assembly adjourns March 30th. Well, just ahead this morning, the lead guitarist for a legendary British rock band gains a new title from the King of England himself.
And rain chances on the way back as we head toward tonight, and much colder air will move in for the last days of winter. The latest forecast in about 3 minutes.